Let us take a moment to settle the body and mind. Wherever you are listening from, allow the breath to become gentle and let the heart be open. Today, we reflect on one of the most beautiful and practical discourses of the Buddha, the Sāmaññaphala Sutta, the discourse on the fruits of the contemplative life, found in the Dīgha Nikāya. This sutta is special because it answers a very human question. It does not begin with philosophy or metaphysics. It begins with a king who is searching for meaning. King Ajatasattu, powerful yet inwardly restless, wonders what benefit comes from living a spiritual life. In simple terms, he asks, what do we actually gain from living as a monk or a spiritual practitioner here and now? This is a question many people still ask today. What is the use of meditation? What is the benefit of morality? Does the spiritual path give anything real? Or is it only belief and ritual? The Buddha's answer is calm, structured, and deeply compassionate. He does not promise miracles. He points to a gradual transformation of the human heart. The sutta unfolds as a step-by-step path, showing how inner freedom develops naturally when one lives wisely. The Buddha begins with the foundation, moral conduct. He explains that a practitioner first refrains from harming others, from stealing, from sexual misconduct, from false speech, and from intoxication. This may sound simple, but its effect is profound. When a person lives ethically, they no longer fear blame, punishment, or regret. Their conscience becomes light, their sleep becomes peaceful, their relationships become harmonious. The Buddha describes this as the joy of blamelessness. It is not excitement, but a quiet confidence. The mind is no longer burdened by guilt. This alone, the Buddha says, is already a visible fruit of the spiritual life. From moral discipline, the path naturally moves inward. The practitioner becomes restrained in the senses. This means not chasing every sight, sound, taste, or thought. It does not mean suppressing life, but learning to relate wisely to experience. When we constantly seek stimulation, the mind becomes restless. When we learn to pause and observe, the mind begins to settle. Contentment arises next. The Buddha emphasizes simplicity. A practitioner is content with basic food, simple clothing, and a place to rest. This is not poverty for its own sake, but freedom from unnecessary wanting. When desire is reduced, peace increases. Many people today feel exhausted, not because they lack things, but because they are endlessly chasing more. With contentment comes mindfulness and clear awareness. The practitioner becomes present in daily activities, walking, eating, sitting, speaking. Life is no longer rushed or careless. There is a sense of dignity in each moment. The mind begins to feel unified instead of scattered. As the mind settles, the Buddha describes the arising of meditation, known as jhana. These are deep states of calm and joy born from letting go. First comes a happiness that arises from seclusion, from stepping back from worldly concerns. Then a deeper stillness, where joy becomes peaceful and steady. Eventually, the mind rests in deep equanimity, clear and unmoving. The Buddha does not present these states as mystical achievements. He presents them as natural results of training the mind. Just as a lake becomes clear when mud settles, the mind becomes luminous when agitation fades. But the Sāmaññaphala Sutta does not end with calm alone. The Buddha goes further. From this stable and concentrated mind, wisdom arises. The practitioner begins to see things as they truly are. One sees that the body is impermanent, subject to change and decay. One sees that feelings arise and pass, thoughts appear and vanish. Nothing can be held onto. This insight is not depressing, it is liberating. When we stop clinging to what cannot last, suffering loosens its grip. The Buddha then speaks of deeper insights, understanding the nature of cause and effect, seeing how actions shape experience, and recognizing the patterns of craving that bind beings to suffering. With clarity, the practitioner sees how ignorance gives rise to suffering and how letting go leads to freedom. Finally, the Buddha describes the highest fruit of the contemplative life: liberation. This is the ending of greed, hatred, and delusion. It is not annihilation, but awakening. It is the deep peace of a mind that no longer clings, no longer fears, no longer struggles to become something else. What is remarkable about this sutta is its realism. The Buddha does not demand blind faith, he invites investigation. Each step can be tested in one's own life. Moral conduct leads to peace, simplicity leads to contentment, mindfulness leads to clarity, wisdom leads to freedom. The king who listens to this teaching is deeply moved. He recognizes the truth of the Buddha's words, though his own past actions prevent him from fully entering the path. Still, he takes refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, acknowledging the profound clarity of what he has heard. For us today, the Sāmaññaphala Sutta offers a gentle reminder. The spiritual path is not about escaping life, but understanding it. It is not about becoming special, but becoming free. Each step is practical, human, and grounded in everyday experience. We may not live as monks or nuns, but we can live with integrity. We can simplify our lives. We can train the mind to be present. We can observe craving instead of obeying it. We can cultivate kindness, clarity, and patience. Even small steps matter. Each moment of mindfulness weakens confusion. Each act of generosity softens the heart. Each moment of restraint strengthens peace. As we reflect on this teaching, let us not rush to conclusions. Let the words settle gently. The Dhamma is not meant to be admired from a distance, but lived quietly, day by day. May this reflection encourage calm effort, honest practice, and gentle perseverance. May it remind us that liberation is not far away, but found in the careful understanding of this very life. Let us end in a moment of stillness, allowing the meaning of the Buddha's words to rest in the heart, like a lamp glowing steadily in a quiet room.